Welcome back, my friends. It is day 2 of the FWORDS Reset Experience, and I am super excited to be back here with you on day 2. Thanks for being here, whether you're watching this live or on the replay later while you're working out or taking a walk or after you put the kids to bed. I certainly appreciate you taking the time to be here live. We are live streaming right now on Instagram and Facebook, and so thank you for joining. Certainly appreciate that. And as I said, it's day 2. How was your first day? So day 1, if you're just joining us on day 2, day 1, what we did is I introduced you to the FWORDS Reset Guidebook. And I did get a question in the comments yesterday, how do I get my guidebook, Brenda? So I wanted to start with that. By the way, my name is Brenda Reynolds. I tend to forget to say that at the beginning of these. I want to welcome you and tell you a little bit about the guidebook. So the guidebook is what we're going to be working through the next couple of weeks. And what you can do is if you haven't found it yet or haven't actually officially signed up for the Reset Experience, you can go to thefwordsoflife.com/FWordsReset. And once you pop in your email address in there, then you'll be taken to a page where there's a welcome video, and right underneath the welcome video, there's a button that you can click to download your PDF version of your guidebook. You'll also then receive an email, and you'll have the link to download it inside the email as well. If you have any challenges at all, please feel free to let me know. Email me at brenda@thefwordsoflife.com or put it in the comments so we can help the entire community. So with that being said, again, I want to thank you for taking the time to join me today for day 2. I'm super excited about today. And what we're going to do is, if you have your guidebook printed out, go ahead and grab that with a pen. If you do not have your guidebook printed out, that's okay. Pull it up, as I mentioned yesterday, on your phone, have it on your computer, have it saved in an app. So if you're watching this on your phone and you have your guidebook on your phone, I'm not sure exactly if you can do both at one time, but that's okay. That's why we're going to walk through it. But make sure that you have your notebook and a pen, pencil, whatever the case may be, because we're going to jot some things down. So day 2, what are we going to be doing today? Today, what we're going to be doing is basically taking an inventory. Where are we in a quantitative way? Where are we in each area of our life? Now, for some of you, you're immediately, I can hear the groans. I can hear the, oh no, I don't want to do this. Listen, we can't change anything. We can't improve upon anything if we don't know where we're at right now. So please reserve your judgment. Actually, don't even reserve it, because we're not going to come back to it. Kick it to the curb. It doesn't matter. All we have right now is today, and hopefully we'll have tomorrow, but that's not guaranteed. What we have is today. So we can't change the past. What we're going to do is we're going to manifest, and we're going to start creating our most incredible life ever. And so what we're going to do is we're going to assess. We're going to do a little bit of analysis of where are we right now. So if you have your workbook and you want to go to page 4, or you want to scroll and look at your PDF online, we're going to go to page 4, which is an evaluation page. As you can see, I've filled it out. I told you yesterday you didn't need to fill it out. We're going to do that together right now. And so what I want to do is I want to kind of give you guys some context and remind you of these 7 areas of life as defined by the FWORDS of life, right? And so in the FWORDS of life, there's 7 main areas where we can grow, where we can have success, where we can have abundance, and where we can also have failure, right? And setbacks. So first, I'm going to read the directions. It basically just says circle or write down in your notebook, okay? Even if you don't have this in front of you, you can do this exercise right now as you're watching this training and coaching video. So whether you're on the replay or you're live, okay? Thanks for being here. Play along, and we're going to do a quick assessment quiz. So you're going to either circle if you have this, or you're going to write down the number 1 through 10 on each of these areas of life, and I'm going to go through them one by one. 10 being, you know what, Brenda, I am living in this area, my maximum potential and capacity. I am just rocking it on all cylinders, and I couldn't be doing better, right? Most of us aren't going to necessarily have a 10 most of the time, which is great because we're always improving. But that's your 10, right? I couldn't get any better. A 1 is near death. Most of you, I don't think anybody's going to be on a 1 on any of these areas. However, if you feel like you are, that's okay, because you only have up to go, right? We can only improve from there. But 1 is, you know, man, I'm just struggling all around the board. I'm just not doing anything in this particular area of my life that I feel like I'm having success in. And then what you're going to do is I've already done it, but we're going to do it right here together, is you're going to write down why you feel or think that you rated yourself in that way. So I want you to take just an honest assessment of where you're at. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the fundamentals. That is our first F word. What does the fundamentals mean? The fundamentals first means your self-worth, how you feel about yourself. That leads and drives your self-care, and vice versa. The more you have self-care, the higher your self-worth is, it increases, and the more self-worth you have, the more self-care you'll actually do for yourself. Self-care is not selfishness. I must emphasize this. When you get on an airplane, what is one of the first things that the flight attendant says as she's going through her checklist? Or it's maybe not the first thing, but it's definitely critical, right? If we experience a drop in pressure in the cabin, what's going to happen? Those oxygen masks are going to come down. And what do they tell you to do every single time without fail? If you are traveling with a child or an older adult who you know is going to need your assistance, you must put your oxygen mask on first. Otherwise, you're going to pass out and you're not going to be there able to help that other person. So we take care of ourselves quickly. It doesn't have to take an hour, right? We do self-care, we take care of ourselves first, and then we help the people around us. The fundamentals of the F word is that concept. It's not selfish. It's self-care so that I can be my best self for those that I love. So you'll see on the worksheet, it says my self-worth and self-care. That's what we're focused on, okay? And so I want you to rate yourself. Are you feeling like you're a 3? Are you feeling like you're an 8? I mark myself as an 8 on this. This is something over probably the last 3 months for sure, but definitely, I mean, this has been my entire life, really. How do I take care of myself and have better self-worth? How do I love myself? Man, don't you just, how many of you cringe when you hear the words self-love, right? But that's really what it's about. It's about being able to look in your mirror and go, you know what, maybe I could use it. You know, I'd feel better if I lost an extra, 5 pounds. Maybe I'd feel better if I did this, that, or the other. But ultimately, at the core, I love and I accept who I am. And because of that, I'm also going to honor myself and take care of myself. So the reason I rated myself an 8, why I put Y, is because I've really been focused on putting in very minimal, meaning very small amount of time, basic daily practices. From the affirmations that I write on my bathroom mirror. So if you come to my home and you go into my personal bathroom, you will see in dry erase marker affirmations written on there. You'll find affirmations actually in a lot of different places in my home. But that's one of the things, because what's one of the first things you do when you get up in the morning? You go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you shower, but you're looking in the mirror. So I want those affirmations, right? That's self-care for me. What else did I write down? Morning rituals like that, using kinder words. And so when, I feel like I screw up at something, right? I go, oh, what an idiot move. Quickly changing that to, okay, what did I learn? Be kind to yourself, Brenda. Would you talk to yourself? Would you talk to your best friend who you love and adore more than anyone in the world? Think of the person who you love and you cherish the most. Would you talk to them the way that you talk to yourself? That's our goal, is I want to get you there. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more succinct with these, but that's such a critical one. And we're going to not only assess, but as we move through this FWORDS experience, we're going to set intentions for the next 30 days, for the next week, for the next year. And so we're going to be coming back to this. So if you're already thinking about ideas that you want to do to improve this area, we're going to get there. And actually, that's where we're going to go tomorrow, I believe. Yes, we're going to go on there tomorrow. So today, we're going to focus on today. So let's go to faith. My faith category is not necessarily religion. But if that fits for you, great. And it does not matter to me. I do not have a personal interest in what religion belief you have. I support you 100% on whatever path that you're on that is your faith path. For those of you that maybe it's not a religion, maybe it's a spiritual practice, maybe it's your meditation, maybe it's your charity, and you're giving back to your community, whether that be through your time or your money, right, and contribution. But ultimately what I wrote here in our guidebook is my belief in something greater, right? What is your belief in something greater? Are you confident in that? Do you understand what your purpose is on the planet? Do you understand how that relates maybe to a higher power, the universe, God? Fill in the blank with whatever your word is for that relationship that you have, with that which is greater than yourself. So for me, faith, I put myself on a 7. And I did this not because my faith isn't strong. I feel like it's a 10 in terms of what I believe. But where I've been showing up, the reason I put a 7 is I feel like I want to contribute more. I do monthly financial contributions to groups and organizations that mean a lot to me. That's something that I have auto deducted, by the way, and that's something that you can do so that every month I'm contributing financially. I'd like to contribute more with my time by doing something in a volunteer basis, and I'd just like to contribute more and have more of a faith-based practice where maybe I'm meditating every day. I haven't figured that out yet. We're going to get to that tomorrow, but that's where I feel like I'm a 7 right now. Let's go to fitness. That's our third F word, fitness. Fitness is your health, your energy, your body. So not just your health. I want you to think about your physical energy every day. I want you to think about how much water you're drinking. I want you to think about how much you're sleeping each night. I want you to think about the food that you're consuming. I want you to think about body image as well. To me, this goes into the fitness category. It's not about a number, and especially ladies, right? It is not about some number on a scale that's greater or lesser than what it is today. It's about how you feel, both inside as well as physically, right? Your physical energy. How do you feel? I put myself a 6 on this one. This is something I've really been working on in terms of creating a daily practice of exercise. I shared with you guys last week on my personal Facebook. This last 6 months has been extremely challenging. My father passed away unexpectedly. That meant me flying back and forth to Florida. I think I've been 3 or 4 times so far. I can't even have count. Most of the time from anywhere from 10 to 12 to 14 days, and working on cleaning out his house and a lot of other things. Man, when somebody passes away, there's a lot to do, including I was on the phone with the CPA today filing his final taxes for 2018. So I feel like my fitness, just psychologically as well as mentally, that led to my physical. I was flying back and forth. I wasn't in any kind of routine. My sleep pattern's been off. So this is my why. My water intake is good. My sleep could improve, and I'm getting there with my daily exercise, but I'm not there every single day. And I was giving myself, hey, do it 5 days a week. And I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and it's somebody that I follow, and she was like, you know what? Ours is every day. You brush your teeth every day, move every day. Even if it's not the same exact amount every day, you can find a way to move every day. So that's mine. Friends and family and friends. This is your meaningful relationships, right? We are on this planet not to live in isolation, but to live in community. And that's my vision, part of my vision for the F words of life. This is our tribe. This is our like-minded people coming together. I'm right now calling it the F tribe. If you guys have a better name for our group as we grow, and my goal and vision is that it will be a global community. But right now I call it my F tribe. You are part of my F tribe. But your friends and family, who matter most? Friends, to me, especially your close friends, are chosen family. And then we have our biological family, of course. And then we have those that we adopt along the way. I have someone I call my bonus mom. She's always on Facebook supporting me. I've seen her already like one of my videos today, and I appreciate that. However, I rated myself a 6 right now on my friends and family. Those, through this past 6 months, this challenge of losing my father, Man, I've had a couple of you guys just come through, friends and family, like rock stars. I don't know how I would have survived. However, I feel like a lot of my other relationships, I haven't been proactively reaching out. I haven't connected with people that I love and I care about. And so I want to show up more consistently than I have been. Finances. Finances is your income and your investments. Now, I didn't put this on the little subtitle, but it's also your money mindset. And we're really going to take a deep dive into this as we start talking about your limiting beliefs, your goals, and what you want to manifest in your finances, because it's not just the dollars and cents inside your bank account, right? Give me a like or a love if you know what I'm talking about. It's not just that. If you make $1 million, why do people who win the lottery and win tens of millions of dollars, most of them end up bankrupt within, there's some statistic, within an X number of years? How is that possible? Because their mindset wasn't yet ready for that amount of money. And you can earn and you can earn and you can earn, but if your money mindset isn't in the right place, you're going to lose that money. That's what I can tell you. And if your money mindset is in the right place, you actually can manifest and create more wealth. And we're really gonna dive into this. This is one I love. But rate yourself where you are right now. Think about your savings. Do you have 6 months of savings in case of an emergency? That's one of the tenets that I've coached on for years and years and years. If you're a business owner, you should start with at least 3 months of business expenses and work up to 6 and then 12. Because you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Death in the family, especially if you're an entrepreneur, right? Or you're an employee, right? Suddenly you can't go to your job every day. What are you going to do? So your savings, your actual active income, any passive income, investments that you have, your credit score, that's something I've been working on. One of my stories I tell is about filing bankruptcy 15 years ago. And it wasn't something that I'm proud of still. It's something that's still very difficult for me to talk about. I've really had to release the shame around that. There were a lot of reasons that it happened, but I'm very happy to say that at this point, right now, today, my credit score is over 800. And I never thought I would say that, but it's been something very diligently I've been working on. So finances, though, I still rated myself a 7. Credit score is good. Savings is really good. That's something I've worked on. Debt, think about your debt also. If you have a lot of what I call bad debt, like credit card debt, then it should be a little bit lower score, right? We got to get rid of that debt. And then you've got your active income. Like I said, I'd like to increase my active income. I'd like to increase my passive income and investments. So that's why I'm a 7. Fulfillment. Fulfillment is your job, because that's where most of us start. Most of us don't start in a career. We start in a job, or your career, or if you're a business owner, your business. It's what you do 8 to 10 hours a day, either for income, or maybe you actually have a nonprofit. Usually they're making income as well, hopefully. But maybe what you do is you volunteer every day. You know, you're retired and that's what you do. That's your fulfillment. Maybe you take care of your grandkids. Maybe you're a stay-at-home parent, mom or dad. Stay-at-home mom, that's a full-time plus some job, and one that I admire and I really truly don't understand, and I just applaud stay-at-home moms. That's your fulfillment. Now, if you're a student, because we will have teens and early adults watching this in college, it's your school. So where is your level of satisfaction? How are you feeling about your fulfillment? Are you feeling fulfilled? 100% totally fulfilled, loving what you do and getting paid for it? That to me is ultimate fulfillment in your career or in your business. That's a 10. Now, my passion for my fulfillment is a 10. My passion because guess what? This is my fulfillment, people. You are giving to you, creating frameworks, doing live trainings, doing seminars and workshops, going and speaking, even in training inside organizations, coaching, all of that, creating, guidebooks, tools. That's my fulfillment. My passion for it is a 10. Right now, though, I feel like I'm at a 5. Just in how I'm showing up every day, not in a negative way, but like my goal and my vision for my fulfillment is so big that it actually scares me. And that's when you know you have the right vision, because it should. And so my goal and my passion is I want to impact more people's lives. It starts with one, and I always remind myself of the starfish story. You guys know that story. little boy and, dad or someone adult was walking along the beach, and there were a bunch of starfish on the beach, and he reaches down, the little boy does, and he throws one back into the ocean, walks a little further, grabs another one, throws it back into the ocean, and the adult, because we become so fixed in our mindset, says, this doesn't matter. There's thousands and thousands. You can't save them all. And he goes, nope, but it mattered to that one, right? So if I have the privilege and honor to impact one person's life in my lifetime, then that is just massive, truly. And I'm humbled by that. I'm humbled by people, you, choosing to take time out of your day, again, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, going through this FWORDS experience and being part of this community. I'm honored and I'm humbled, and I truly, truly, truly mean that. However, like I said, my vision, I want us to do more, and it's not just me. That's why I talk about the community. It's us together. So I'm at a 5 right now. I want to challenge myself there. And then freedom. Freedom is your playtime and your fun. How much enjoyment are you having? Maybe because, let's say, your finances, you feel like you're at a 3 or a 4, and so you don't have the financial resources to do things that maybe cost money, like fly first class to Europe, something like that. That's okay. But where are you creating fun? Are you taking time to read? Do you like to draw or paint? I love to color when I'm stressed. Do you go golfing? Do you, hang out with friends? I mean, that's definitely, even though we've got a family and friends, but, are you having a good time with them? For me, I rated myself a 5, again, going back and not trying to harp on this past 6 months. But guys, I want to be transparent and real with you. It's been a hard 6 months. The freedom aspect, that playful aspect, I'm just getting back to that. I feel like when I get on live with you, I get to play our way to success with you. I want to have a good time, and so I'm thoroughly enjoying this, and we'll continue. And I want to do more travel. I want to do more travel, more golfing. Well, I'd start golfing again. It's been a few years. And so those are our 7 FWORDS. So did you write yours down? What are you finding that is maybe lower than you thought? Think about that just kind of as you're reflecting now. Anytime you're watching these videos, again, whether you're live or whether you're watching the replays, the comment box is there for you. Again, this is a safe community. That's what we're creating here together. Add your thought, add a question, add an insight. Did you have an aha? Did you feel disappointed? Do you feel excited that maybe you're higher on some than you thought you were? You're feeling better about your life. Maybe you're feeling discouraged. You can share that too. Like I said, when I take people through this process, and I do this live in workshops a lot, a little bit different process, but very similar in terms of quantifying it, people will be like, oh, now I feel really depressed. Like I said, in the very beginning of this, please don't do that. Please just look at it as, hey, here's where I'm at right now. Now, tomorrow, we're going to focus on where you want to go. Okay? So, share anything with me. Now, you can contact me. You can direct message me. You can Facebook message me. Brenda Reynolds, you can find me. Definitely send me a message if you have any challenges, if you're feeling discouraged, because what I don't want to happen is I don't want you to go, oh, well, you know what, it's hopeless. I'm not going to show up the rest of the 4 weeks. Guys, this is just starting. We're just on day 2, right? So I want you to feel encouraged, because the only place we have to go is up. And if you printed it out, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I intentionally made the arrows only go in one direction. Do you see that they don't go back in the other direction? Even though we can go back in the other direction, that's the reality of life, right? With our fitness, we certainly can, suddenly find ourselves not as healthy as we want to be. But my thing is, I want us looking forward. I want us going and looking at, hey, the arrow's moving this direction. That's where we're going. Now, do me a favor, flip to the next page. Yesterday, when you were on live or watching the replay, one of the things I said is you'd have at least one action step a day. We just did our assessment and evaluation of where you're at right now, quantitatively online together. What you're going to do this evening, and what I encourage you to do, is as soon as this video ends, take 5 minutes. 5. Guys, that's all I'm asking for. 5 minutes of your time to fill out page 5. These are going to be a little bit more reflective questions. This is looking back. I want you to look back, and maybe specifically, because we're in April right now, if you're in kind of catching up and in right here with us live, I want you to think about the past few months, since January, right? Since the end of the year, and ask yourself these 5 questions. So 1 minute per question. Don't overthink it. Pen to paper, read the question, and answer it with whatever comes to mind and comes to your gut. First question is, what are 3 wins that happened in the past few months, and how did they make you feel? Now, I'm going to go through this one specifically because this is the one that I find people have the most challenge with. They get uncomfortable. I haven't done anything good. Yes, you have. Flip back to the page before. Look at your categories. It could be in anything. So, J-Pop, I see you on here. I know you run like a fool. This woman runs more races and marathons and all kinds of things, and it just blows my mind. And she's doing it like every day, and it's crazy. So I know in that you've had wins, you've had successes, you've kicked butt in something, right? And whatever it is, I want you to write down 3 wins that happened and how do they make you feel. They can be tiny. So let's say for the past 2 weeks, you've drank half your body weight in water, which is one of the things you should be doing every single day. Or let's say, you know what, you made a commitment that you're going to walk around the block and get up from your desk, you know, every day, and you did that. Let's say maybe you didn't set an intentional goal, but you noticed, hey, you know what, instead of being stressed out about work, I actually was fully present for my kid. Right? I just was fully present, or fully present for my best friend. I let everything else go and I was just fully present. So write down. Doesn't have to be huge wins like running a marathon. It can be I got up and I walked around the block and I hadn't done that in 5 years. Okay? Write down. Then I want you to write down 3 setbacks, aka failures, that have happened, and how did you handle them? It doesn't matter to me. There's no judgment on this of whether you feel like you handled them well or whether you could have handled them better. How did you handle them? Which leads to the 3rd question. What's the biggest lesson that you've learned so far this year? We're 3 months into the year. What have you learned? Maybe it was from a failure. Maybe it was from a success. Maybe it was from both. Write it down. 4, what are you most proud of? And the caveat to this, now if you're having ideas as you're watching the video, fill it out, fill it out, fill it out. Write it down in your journal, okay? Then you'll be done by the time we're done with the video. But if you're not done with it by the time we're done with the video, your commitment is you're going to finish this page tonight, because tomorrow we're moving on. We're going to keep going and gaining momentum. What are you most proud of? Now, for those of you that have children, grandchildren, whatever the case, a lot of times people go, oh, I'm so proud of my, little Jimmy, he did this. No. Proud of yourself, okay? This is going back to the self-care and self-worth. Something you did, some way you showed up, maybe some way you didn't show up. In other words, you didn't completely lose your cool and you stayed calm in a situation. And that's what you're really proud of. You handled something with grace, okay? Joya, tell me more what you mean by that comment as I'm going through this. Habits are tough to break. Just give me one more sentence about that in terms of what are you having a challenge with? Specific habit, tell me more about that. So we're going to be talking about that. So what are you most proud of? Okay. And then if you could accomplish one thing, one dream, one goal by the end of the year, what would it be? Right now, live, we have just under 9 months to the end of the year. So what's one thing that if you could accomplish it by the end of the year, what would it be? What would that one thing be? Please do not write 400 things in this section. Please don't write 2. Please don't write 5. Please write 1. Okay? So that is your action step for tonight. In terms of habits being challenging to break or shift or change, yes, I agree with you. Because however old you are, you've got this ingrained pattern. So I'm going to give you a teaser of what's to come. Right now, what we are doing together is we are laying the foundation of what we can grow upon, right? So when you start building a house or a building of any kind, The foundation is critical. That's important. So we're laying the foundation. We're starting to ramp up. There's a ramp up process. If I came out of the gates, you know, at 80 decibels, or whatever, that's probably was not a good example, right? If I came out full force, that would defeat the purpose. We're ramping up bite-sized pieces every day. What I can tell you is where we're going. Here's the teaser. Tomorrow, we're going to start looking at moving forward. What are some of the things you want to improve? And so I know you're probably already thinking about that. You can move ahead in your guidebook. You can look ahead. There's no secret to what we're going to focus on tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to focus on one thing in each of the 7 F words. What do you want to improve or change? And then we're going to start putting a plan together. Now, I have been brainstorming and brainstorming and brainstorming. And I'm like, okay, what can I give people where they can actually have a formula? So whether they're having success or they're having challenges or failures, right? How can we have a process that's very simple to go, okay, I just had that success or I just had that failure. Let me go through this quick process. I've developed a process, a framework. You'll hear me use that word, and it just means a system or, you know, a process that can help you in a specific area. And this is going to be able to help you in all 7 F words of life, which I want to help you live your most magnificent life in every area. It's a holistic approach, not just one area. So if you've glanced ahead in your workbook, you've seen this pyramid, which has blanks. So this is where we're headed. This is going to be our framework, our formula for success. It also is going to be your formula for failure, because if you miss certain pieces, you may end up, you know, up here teeter-tottering at the top and finding yourself, well, I failed. Well, there's going to be a process. How do we evaluate that? How do we go back and we start moving up the pyramid of success? Okay, so that's where we're headed. So, Jay, in terms of falling back into habits, right? Creating new habits. Let's see, you've been snacking in front of the TV during this 30-day clean eating challenge since completing marathons. Slowly falling back into that habit. I got you. So you had a 30-day challenge, and then it was like, okay, well, now I start backsliding, okay? The thing is if you want to create lifetime habits, and this is part of what we're going to talk about, the 30-day challenge is great. The accountability is great. How do you sustain it? And that really is, I mean, I know that sounds so simple, but that's what it is. How do you keep accountability? What is your purpose? Why do you really want to change that habit? 30 days starts the process. They say it takes 30 days to create a new habit. I think it takes longer than that. That's step one. But to create a lifelong habit, you know, that's what we're going to talk about. So we're going to be talking about your successes. We're going to be talking about your challenges. We're going to be talking about your goals and your vision. So that's where we're going to start headed later this week. Then we're going to start talking about what's up here. And then we're going to start talking about habits and actions. So it's all going to link together. So do your action step tonight. If you didn't finish your assessment, you didn't have your workbook, or you didn't for some reason have a pen or pencil and write your 7 words and assess in each area, do that tonight, as well as you're going to complete page 5 in the guidebook, and you're going to answer those 5 questions. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Set a timer, pen to paper, don't overthink it, write it down, and share those with me tomorrow as we come back live. I will be back on Instagram and on Facebook on the F Words of Life tomorrow, also again at 5:45. Whoa, holy cow. My phone just rang. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb. That is crazy. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, it's live TV. You gotta love it. So tomorrow, what was I saying? Tomorrow, I'll be back, 5:45 p.m. Pacific, 8:45 Eastern. So join me, whether it's on Instagram, thank you, Instagram, Facebook, join me here. And if you're unavailable to be on the live cast, commit to watching the replay. It goes up immediately after I'm done. It takes a couple minutes for them, you know, the tech world automation for it to pop up. Now, Instagram, it only stays up for 24 hours. Facebook, it will be on Facebook.com/the FWORDS of life, where you're watching this right now on Facebook. You can go back and you can watch those videos. We're only on day 2. So as I said yesterday, it's not too late to invite someone. If you want somebody to, go through this experience with you, if you think it would be beneficial, don't cram it down their throat. That's not what this is about, right? Invite them. And so we are going to keep working through our guidebook. I want to thank you guys. I want you to congratulate yourself, and I want you to really be proud. If you don't have something to write down on that question, what are you proud of? Write down that I showed up today and I did this training with Brenda, and I am committed to making this my best month and my best year and ultimately my best life ever. So with that, good night, my friends. I will see you tomorrow, and I wish you a wonderful evening, day, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow.